All right, so now it's time for the triple main event, which I guess, I mean, in my opinion, the whatever closes the show is the main event, but you know how they like to do this thing here. So we got the I believe it's the Owen Cup thing again going on, and so right now we got Mercedes Moné going up against Maya World for the women's Owen Hart Cup final, and whoever wins the match is going to get a title shot at All In for the AEW Women's World Championship. So, of course, there's another match I wanted to see because I wanted to see Maya World in action and everything. And yeah, that was a match that Wendy was actually awake for. And it was a pretty good match. It was pretty intense. Lots of good back and forth. Monet was put through her bases and everything there. So it was a pretty good match there. Unfortunately, I don't remember. Well, I do remember um, a lot of the close calls with the bank statements and everything. Monet had her stuck there in a good while. It was very suspenseful. Maya World actually reversed it and put her in the bank statement and everything, and that was pretty close. And we were waiting to see if she would tap because, of course, the irony of her tapping out to her own submission move. But then Mercedes, like, pushed the foot up the ropes, spin it around, and got her in the statement and everything. And yeah, unfortunately, despite all the back and forth and things, Mercedes did get her to tap out. She was too far from the ropes, too much damage done to the arm and whatnot. So she retained. But I do remember all the close calls. But that was the part I remember the most. The irony of had Mercedes tapped out to her own submission move, that would have been kind of interesting to see. But Maya was also doing some other type of weird submissions and holds and things like that earlier on too. So it was pretty intense match there.
I like this match. It was really good, and to my surprise, Mercedes Monet actually fought really good in this match. Like her moves really looked lethal. She did look like she went all out against Maya World, and I like Maya World too because she's also very energetic and she's very powerful. She's very strong as well. And just seeing them both fighting this match was very good and very intense. And it's way better than the John Moxley fight. I would have to say that.
Well, yeah, and also no blood. So
And actually, I like the way Maya World um, fought in this match. I like her charisma. I like how she's kind of taunting Monet. Like when she got beat up, she's also topping the dance and all that crap. So that was pretty cool. And you know, what really made this match really good is in a way we kind of knew Mercedes Moné was gonna win the match anyways, because she always has to win a match. But it was a challenge for her to get to that point. Like she could have lost this match many times. So this match actually made Maya World look really good, actually, like a very good, formidable opponent. So I like the match, and I
Yeah,
feel like
I agree.
Mercedes.
Sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I just wanted to finalize by saying that it looks like maybe uh Mercedes Moné is trying to take herself more seriously compared to how she was portrayed in the past. So maybe that also has something to do with it because she just looks way better now. She fights better. It doesn't look as gimmicky and as silly as she was before.
Right. I think that, yeah, I do agree. Sorry. I do agree. I think that her whole style has gotten cleaner. Um, I think she kind of needed to be humbled for a long time, and maybe the time she took off mentally humbled her. I hope it did. I wasn't familiar at all with this Maya World girl, so I know she was kind of new, and I know she was a replacement because originally it was supposed to be Sari. And when I saw the bracket originally, I was like, if Sari loses to Sky Blue, I'm going to say, fuck this place, because Sari is like such a top tier level talent. And I was really expecting her to be in it. But again, due to injury, Maya replaced her. I'm like, okay, I understand that now. So I was pretty much going into this match blind with her. not knowing her abilities, but I was impressed. I was very impressed. I thought she was very talented.
Forgot another thing they had with Maya World is that they revealed that her brother recently passed and stuff. So they were kind of going with that angle that she's fighting now in his memory and his honor because he supported her. So that's why I was thinking at first. I was talking to Wendy. I'm like, okay, so Mercedes is that champ. The title's down the line, and I mean, it would be too repetitive for her to get another fucking title shot. She just lost the title like a week ago or something, relatively speaking, and it's like with all that going on, Maya World has to win this match. It looks like it's being orchestrated that she would be the one to win this match, but yeah, that didn't happen. I forgot about that she had that thing going on.
Yeah, I know. I heard about that aspect of it, but I'm also thinking like I say this respectfully. Mercedes has more draw power, so unfortunately, her name would make more sense to marquee All In. But again, that's me. I'm just saying that her name has more draw power to get people in the arena or whatever the hell they're playing at. But I was more concerned. What I was concerned with was whether or not this girl was going to look like competition to Mercedes, or if Mercedes was just going to make her look like a flop and have her job and get sloppy. But no, she actually did. She actually made her. She made her look legitimate. Maya did a really good job. I liked that. It felt like they were even playing field in this match. Even though obviously it's obvious Mercedes has more of an edge, just purely based off of experience. And Maya, is a little greener. She's not bad. She's just needs a little more time in the oven, so to speak, as far as in the ring. But it could have been either way. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was happy. I was sad that Maya didn't win, but I'm also understanding of why Mercedes won. But again, that's me. I don't think she should win at All In.
Oh my god! I hope
not. Because the whole bullshit with her and having and didn't I call that? I called that to you guys all those months ago. They were going to do shit with her winning all of those belts, and I fucking called that shit, didn't I? They didn't do anything with it. It was completely pointless. But because of that, they should never have her win a belt again. But again, they probably will because Tony doesn't have any original ideas, and Mercedes says that they're friends, I'm sure. He's like, I love my friends. It was a good match. It was a decent match. I enjoyed it. It was a good match.
Okay, so the next match we had here was Death's Door match, which is Team Briscoe, led by, of course, Mark Briscoe, got Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, Konosuke Takeshita, which I guess he's now out of the Don Fallis family. That's something I missed out on. We haven't been watching Dynamite enough. And Darby Allin.
Apparently Okada. Yeah, they chose Okada over him, basically.
Darby Allin's there too. And they go up against this I guess, mega team of DC MJF, which is basically Don Callis, MJF, and they got their, homoerotic shirts on with the shirtless Callis and shirtless MJF or whatever. He loves those paintings. And wrestling is not gay. I don't care what y'all say. Wrestling's not gay. Anyways, we got MJF, Kevin Knight, Kyle Fletcher, Jake Doyle, Okada and Andrade and Idolo. And the whole thing is that if Team Briscoe wins the match, that earns Briscoe a spot to get a championship match against MJF in the next episode of Dynamite or whenever they decide to do that. Which spoilers, of course, Briscoe didn't win. But anyways, the match was in a big circular steel cage, and to tell you the truth, this is one of the AEW clusterfuck matches that I actually enjoyed. It was a lot of fun. Me and when you were actually watching it, we enjoyed it. I think that since they were, confined to a cage, it was a lot easier to figure out what was going on. It wasn't like those, stadium stampedes where the cameraman doesn't know who to keep track of, whatever. So everybody's in the cage. The cameraman did a lot better work this time. They weren't doing the thing where someone was gonna throw someone, but the camera cuts away, or the camera shows that MGF did something, the guy's knocked out, and we didn't have any of that shit, So that was good, and yeah, lots of spots. But the thing that got us the most with the member berries, oh god! So they had the little backpacks and things full of things that you would expect to be like the typical, like the thumbtacks and whatever else. But these guys, they had the original Nintendo Entertainment System in the backpack with the fucking controllers, and and the funny part is, before they hit someone, they grab a game cartridge, blew in the cartridge, put it in the console, and socked someone in the face with it. And when we were just laughing, I had to blow in the console first, and they were like choking people with the controller wires and swinging and bopping people with the controller. It was fun. That was the most part I liked before they got to the more predictable stuff. They always got thumbtacks in there, so yeah, they got the thumbtacks and things. I think Briscoe was the one that took it. Oh, dude. Darby Allin took the thumbtack spot, but it was like face forward. Usually you get like backslam into him. He was like face forward. He had him all over his chest and everything. Like, damn, And then MGF got a big old, like those big type brooms, like those janitor type broom mops, whatever you want to call them, to usher out all the thumbtacks out of the ring. There's some tables outside. I forgot who, but someone eventually did get blasted through the tables, and that was a pretty intense move there. And yeah, so another thing that was happening during the match is that Andrade does not like, to be told what to do. So there were a couple of spots here where MJF kept bossing him around, and they had mini face-offs and stuff. So in the end, he had, I guess it was Briscoe. He had Briscoe. Well, one of the other guys had Briscoe. Let me try to remember. It was one of the says not Okada. Oh, Jake Doyle had Briscoe for MJF to finish him off with the diamond ring or whatever. But I guess just to be an extra douche or to be extra like don't forget I own you now, whatever. He was demanding that Idolo to do it, But Andrade, backstabbed him. They knocked out MJF. He got pinned. He lost. Briscoe's team won, and that was cool. Lots of cool spots. And of course, the predictable spots you would expect that there would be times where Okada and Takeshita would face off, and people would be like, yeah, because they get to fight, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was a good match. Oh, and of course we have, because Darby Allin's there. We had Darby Allin and one of the guys, I think it was Doyle, climbing the top of the thing there and trying to fall and stuff and whatever, like you always do. And it was funny because Wanya and me were watching the anime Hunter x Hunter. And I don't know if you remember, like the original anime went to a certain point, and then like the remake goes past that point. So you're watching the very final episode of the anime. Sorry for any spoilers, but it's old, Gon was climbing this super high tree that reminded me of like Goku climbing the Korin Tower back before he could fly and all that. And we were joking that what we needed to see in the background or something is fucking Darby Allin doing the coffin drop, just wee off the background or something, since he's always jumping off super high things. You just see Gon climbing, and you see random dude just falling off in the background. And when he was like, yeah, he would be doing that shit. When he would be like fucking coffin dropping off the tallest tree in the world. But anyways, what were your thoughts, Jack? I know you want you. Oh no, actually, let's let Johnny first because you probably got a special rant prepared. But I'm sorry, before you say anything though, I enjoyed it, and out of all the clusterfuck type matches they've ever had, I think I like this one the most, to be honest. The fucking Nintendo, just got me. But anyways, Johnny, what do you think? Yeah, you're playing with power. What he was saying.
Okay, so this match, my memory's going to be very foggy because there's just a lot of shit going on in the match. But I did like the deathmatch ring because now it's kind of, it looks kind of different. It looks more like a round ring.
Yeah,
Like it's more
steel
rounded up.
cage.
Yeah, the steel cage looks way different than your regular steel cage match, so that's kind of interesting. And the only thing I remember is that Darby Allin's just acting crazy as usual, trying to climb up the ring, and looks like he has like a feud versus, let me remember, Kevin Knight, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah,
Like I
Kevin
enjoyed
Knight
that
was
portion
there.
of the match.
He
Huh?
turned heel or something.
Yeah, he's in the Don Callis family. Kevin Knight.
So I actually like that portion of the match because I felt like that would have been a good match, like a standalone match, like Darby Allin versus Kevin Knight. Like that would have been way better than the freaking Briscoe. I mean, versus the John Moxley fight. They should have done that one instead. But of course, you know, they had to feature Darby Allin in this what is it, steel cage match?
Yeah.
But yeah, if they didn't do that, I mean, that would have been preferable. Darby Allin versus oh, I'm forgetting these people's names. Kevin Knight. MJF's like whatever. Like why? Like I don't even care about MJF. But yeah, the matchup was very crazy with the whole like them joining the Nintendo on the ground, and then oh oh yeah, wasn't there a lot of gimmicks in this match? Because then they pick up the backpack and then they drop a whole bunch of nails to the floor, and then you know how that goes.
Leo Rush was in the fucking body bag
Yeah,
type.
that's what I was waiting for you to say. There was two major dumbass spots in that whole show. There was so many dumb things that happened in that match. But anyway, go on.
But yeah, I remember that one too. Like what the hell? Why is
Leo Rush
what's going on here?
Yeah, Leo Rush was in the duffel bag. They pull his ass out, and he did the and I'm like, why the fuck are you here? And then, oh, you forgot the dumbest fucking spot. What about where they climb on top of the cage and they have Darby's special bag and it explodes?
Yeah, the exploding gimmick bag thing, and it,
Yeah.
it was Kevin Knight, wasn't it? That fell
Yeah,
off
the whole match.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna jump in here.
Yeah, go for it.
This match was a clusterfuck for a multitude of reasons that don't make any goddamn sense. First of all, why in the fuck they're fighting is such a stupid reason. But that's a whole other can of worms. Second of all, it dawned on me halfway into the match why this cage looks so fucking stupid. Two reasons. A cage match is designed to enclose people into it. It's a cage. But this one was circular around a padding around the ring. And I realized, and Wendy will know exactly what I'm talking about, and you can ask her to verify this, it looked exactly like a toddler's playpen.
Did the circular ring look like a toddler's playpen?
Yes.
Okay, she agrees. She's half awake, but she agrees.
Yes. So I'm like, how are you going to be like, woo, woo? I'm like, you just make me think of like, oh no, not the toddler getting out again. He might get into the peanut butter. That's all I'm thinking. And then also, again, there was a couple, I'm like, okay, that was interesting. The Nintendo thing was funny. I did think that was funny. I was laughing at that. It kind of reminded me of that happened with there was a match, a little bit of a tangent. There was a match a couple of years during the pandemic where it was Moose versus Matt Cardona, and it was a nerd box hardcore match, which was basically there was a bunch of boxes of different shit that they could use, and they were all nerd themed, scattered throughout. And someone had a box of Legos, smacked someone through it. Another one had, but the one that made me laugh was Matt Cardona had a box, and he opened it and he poured it on the ring. And it was a bunch of those old LJN action figures that were all busted.
Oh God,
And
yeah.
he slams Moose on them, like the rubber ones, like bow. I'm like, oh. But that's what I was thinking of when I was thinking of that point. Again, Leo Rush thing was fucking stupid. There's literally no reason to have him there. I told this to my roommate. I go, so they're basically just turning Leo Rush into the new Danhausen. Basically, is what they're doing, right? He's just a darker Danhausen, but his gimmick doesn't really make any sense because it's like, okay, he's corrupted evil, but
He's like the
he's
boogeyman or
goopy,
something.
but he's not. I'm like, what is he? I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, that's the thing. He reminded me of the Boogeyman, Papa Shango, and I was thinking that just a third. And that you just nailed it. And Danhausen. Yeah.
yeah. Like he's a dollar store. He's a dollar store Pennywise. That's what he is. Anyway, I did laugh at the shirt when Andrade ripped the shirt that said "fuck fuck DC and fuck MJF." That was funny. That did me laugh. Again, I mean, like this. The thing is, like with cluster matches when there's more than 6 people, it's already a clusterfuck. So I was like, okay, but I do agree to a point. This was probably the least clusterfucky of all of the matches they've had like this. But it doesn't necessarily make it a good match. It just made it kind of a funny one, I guess. I don't think this should have been on this show. I think this match could have been on a Dynamite, like a Collision show. This match did not need to be on the card at this point in the show, especially considering you could tell even the crazy shit, the points where the match relies, the craziness relies on the reaction of the crowd. The crowd were almost all asleep. They were like, explosion. I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
You have a full-on explosion. You have a guy.
there were
You have a guy getting thumbtacks in the face, and he's like, "Oh." Anyway,
Yeah, and there were no like New Japan or CMLL guest stars
so
amongst
there
the
was no reason
teams.
to have this match at Forbidden Door. There was no reason to have it. Like the whole point of Forbidden Door is that it's a forbidden door. Like that. See, that would have been funny if I were in this match. That's a thing I would actually do. Is I would get on the mic halfway into the match when people were knocked out and literally go, I know all of you are wondering, why is this match on Forbidden Door? And then go under the ring and pull out an actual door and it says Forbidden. It's like, I told you it was for Forbidden Door right there. Like some stupid. If you're going to go stupid, go full stupid. Is my point. It's like dive deep into the stupidity. I'm just saying, like that would be fun. But again, yeah, this did not need to be on the card. It did not need to be. I will say this was probably the worst match of the show, honestly, in my opinion.
Oh wow!
Either this or the Moxley match. Not the Moxley match was bad because it was just kind of bland. This match was bad because it didn't need to be on the card. Because the card was so bloated already. And especially when we get to the main event, it feels even more bloated. But I'll get to that when we get to that.
Any additional thoughts, Johnny? Because we both kind of jumped in there.
Okay, well, for this match, unfortunately, I don't remember 100% what's going on because it's just like a clusterfuck. There's just way too much shit going on at once at the same time. But I kind of agree with Jack Knives. Like, either this match didn't need to happen because I think even like the Darby versus Kevin Knight would have been a more interesting match, in my opinion. Or even if they were going to still do this I'm just gonna call it the death match, steel cage match, whatever. Maybe they could have done it earlier in the show, not so late in the event, but way earlier while people were still awake. Because I think even by then I was still maybe getting a little sleepy here and there, so maybe that's why I don't remember the match too much. So I don't know. That's the way I see it. I think that match should have been done way earlier and not so towards the end of the show. Because unfortunately, they hyped this match so much they made it seem like, oh shit, I can't wait to watch this match. And I was interested. Hey, the big round steel cage match thing going on. Let's see how that works out. And then the actual match just turned out to be really silly and really gimmicky. And I don't know, it's just too much going on.